Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco, and we are back with another episode of
Hot Comics,
a series where each week I pick out 5 books that I think you need to pick up right now if you haven't already, and if you have, maybe go out there and pick up some duplicates, because these are hot books that are only getting hotter. Now this week we were specifically talking about Moon Knight yet again. I made a video about this I think 3 weeks ago, and I can't fit every Moon Knight key into one 5 pick list. So I had some comments, people letting me know that I missed out on some books. And I try to go for a bit more obscure things, maybe things that people aren't thinking about, and try to not have your typical 1 through 5 that everyone has. I'm try to go outside the box a little bit. But that being said, some questions were asked about where certain books were, so I had to make a part 2. But before we get into that, let me quickly tell you about my giveaway. I'm giving away 3 awesome comic bundles at 500 subscribers. That's right, 3 lucky subscribers will each win one of these 3 comic bundles. All you have to do to enter is simply be subscribed and leave a comment on this video. If you would like additional chances to win, you can watch other videos on my channel and leave comments on those as well. Each comment on a new video is another chance to win. Good luck. So that's right, I'm giving away those books at 500 subscribers, and we just passed 400 subscribers the other day. I am so very thankful. I was meaning to say so in yesterday's video, but I was caught up with, it was Free Comic Book Day weekend, and I'm tired. Free Comic Book Day is awesome, but when you actually have to work it, it's a lot of work. So my mind was a little fuzzy, but thank you all so much for being here, supporting me, and just talking about comics and nerd stuff. It's a lot of fun, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. But let's go ahead and talk about Moon Knight number 3. Now this is about a $50 book, and I gotta say, I'm sorry. I almost put this one in the first Moon Knight hot comic episode I did. It was very close to making the list, and I had to pick. I only talk about 5 books each week, and it got cut. And at that time, I think it was like a $10 to $15 book, and now it's a $50 book. And I'm sorry. This is first appearance of Midnight Man, and I can't remember if it's a rumor or a confirmation of him appearing in the Moon Knight series, but it's caused a big spike and it's gained a lot of value. So my apologies. I do think this is a very good book to pick up, though, and I thought it was a very good book to pick up a while back. There's so many things that I'm thinking about and picking up that don't always make it in these videos, and it's just there's a million comics going on and all the time, because I actually have 2 copies of this. I think I paid $10 for one and $5 for the other. The $5 copy is, has a couple issues. It's not terrible, but it, could be better. But for $5, and now it's, much more than that, I would say. I'm pretty happy with it. Again, my brother is a Moon Knight fiend, and we've just been picking up, good Moon Knight key comics, especially if they're cheap. If they're cheap and it's a first appearance of somebody, pick it up. Why not? Where's the harm in it? It's, it only has potential. And if not, it's still probably a really cool Moon Knight cover, because honestly, most of those Moon Knight covers, all that Psychoid stuff is just beautiful. So, I mean, what is there to lose? So let's go ahead and talk about another one. We got Moon Knight 25. Now this is about a $100 book, one that I haven't been able to find yet. It's his first appearance of Black Spectre. And I don't know if he actually has any kind of rumors about showing up at any point or anything. But keep in mind, don't just look for what is confirmed, what is highly rumored and this and that or whatever, because you need to be ahead of the game. Like I said, I picked up those Moon Knight 3s for very little, and because I wasn't waiting for the confirmation for him to show up, I just picked up the books because they were cheap. So go out there and try to get books before they get confirmed, and especially with a character like Black Spectre that's such ingrained into Moon Knight, even if we don't see that character in season 1, it could be showing up in season 2, or maybe we get a Moon Knight movie later on. We don't really know, since we're in the infancy of the Disney Plus shows and everything. We don't know exactly if they're going to take these characters and make movies, and they might go back and forth between movies and TV shows, and it might be a Moon Knight movie or season, and then a movie, and then a season, or season movie, or whatever. Who knows? We don't know yet. That's the bottom line. So even if characters aren't rumored for that season 1, try to predict and think, what are they going to do next with this character? Who's going to be the next villain or the next teammate or whatever? Who's heavily tied with these characters, and we might be seeing at some point in the future, especially if they're a very prominent character in those comics. Then you definitely want to think about that, even if there's no chatter about certain people popping up yet. You know what I mean? And then this is the book that people were in the last video. We were like, "Where's this one at? How did you not talk about this one?" Marvel Spotlight 28. So this book is about a $125 book. It is the first solo Moon Knight story, and I like this book, but it's a little predictable, but it is obviously a great book. I have one myself. It's at CGC getting graded right now. I can't wait for it to come back. It's gonna be pretty awesome when it finally does, if I don't die before then. But first solo story. This is, obviously not like a first appearance exactly, but first appearance is kind of out of the reach of most normal people, I guess. Normal collectors can't really go out and buy that one. I would love that book. Even I was thinking about my brother's birthday's next month, and I'm like, what I want to get for him. And I was like, oh man, that'd be so cool. And I'm trying to wrap my head around, is there any way to make that happen? And it's just not. I can't cannot afford that book at this moment. That being said, Marvel Spotlight 28, a very reasonably affordable book. I only see it going up in value, so definitely this is a good, solid, everyman kind of big dollar key. You know what I mean? I think this will have significant value, but it is attainable value at the same time. And again, another just beautiful cover. So now we're going to start pumping into high gear here. We're talking about Werewolf by Night 33, the second appearance of Moon Knight. And again, a book I would say is reasonably affordable. You're not really getting out of this one without probably $300, and that's not going to get you a very good grade. But it will get you in the door. And that's, again, I could find one of these that I, may or may not be super thrilled about the grade, but it's it's fine. I can somewhat afford it. It's okay. Now, if we're talking about high grade on this book, probably not. That is probably out of my price range. But when you get into these older books, the jumps that they make in higher and higher grades are just astronomical. Because, it is really hard to find. I was going through and looking through different eBay listings to get these prices and everything. And there's so many just, I saw one book that had just a huge chunk out of the corner, like someone took a bite out of it. It was pretty savage. A lot of things happen to these books in the many years of their existence. But these books have been around, as long as, or longer than I have. So they are quite old. And with that being said, it just depends on what kind of a grade you want to get and how much money you can afford and want to put into it. Because you can get a very nice copy of it, but it will cost you quite a bit. Still, much more affordable than his first appearance. Second appearance it's a good book. It's a really solid book to have, but it's nothing like his first appearance. And we'll go ahead and talk about it. Werewolf by Night 32. And this one, you're really not getting in the door for less than $3,000. And again, it only goes up from there. So I think $3,000 will get you a decent copy of the book, though. And this is it. This is the big one. Y'all want to yell at me about not having Marvel Spotlight 28, so I have to put Werewolf by Night 32 in here just to get it, just to get it out there. So there is no more, where's this, where's that? All the big books are here. I talked about Moon Knight 1 in last episode, so don't bring that one up either. all the big books are here. Now, there's probably some hidden spec in there somewhere that I haven't talked about yet. You know, maybe, but I'm trying my best here. I'm trying my best. So this is a book, again, obviously, would love to have. But it is out of my price range. I'm not getting this book. If I had the foresight, maybe I could have picked this up a year ago or years ago or something. But, you know, here we are today, and I am without Werewolf by Night 32. I have a facsimile, so I kind of do have it, but I don't have the one that's worth a bunch of money. But, you know, I mean, this speaks for itself. You know, I think it's going to continue to gain in value. It's obviously going to depend on the show. I'm really excited for the show, by the way. Moon Knight is something that, again, my brother loves Moon Knight, big Moon Knight fan, and we've talked about before about characters. It's like, oh, who would you like to see, you know, show up in the MCU? And it's like, Moon Knight would be cool, but I really don't think they're going to do it. And here we are. We're getting to Moon Knight. So I think he would have been more feasible in the Netflix thing. So I'm really surprised that they did decide to go ahead and bring it into the MCU. However, I think it's going to be maybe less of a fighty, punchy type Moon Knight and more of a spiritual Moon Knight. But that's just, you know, some simple predictions. I don't know nothing. We're gonna find out. But that being said, you know, I'm not going to talk too much about Werewolf by Night 32. You all know its first appearance, big, huge book. Get it if you can. If you can afford it, get that book. If you can't, dream about it and get the facsimile. That's going to be it for today, though. Again, thank you all so much for all the support. And don't be, you know, I'm not bullying you for, you know, yelling at me for missing books or whatever. If I miss something that you think needs to be in there, let me know in the comments. And maybe I'll make another update for some other video, because I think I'm pretty much out of big books, at least, for Moon Knight, unless some new news comes out for some other character or something. But that's all I got for you today. I will see you all next time.